The broadcast kicks off with a major alert for New Helios as the city braces for a massive anomaly event. Citizens are being told to stay inside because the data from the future department is looking absolutely cooked. It seems like the usual chill evening is about to turn into a total disaster scenario as the threat levels spike across the board. Search and rescue teams are scrambling in Sector NH19, while anomaly activity goes completely off the charts. The situation is getting chaotic as they try to evacuate survivors before the second lockdown hits. It is a race against time to get everyone out via Seitel Street, because the environment is starting to glitch out in real time with signs breaking and weird sounds everywhere. Things are getting super intense as someone tries to stop a guy from taking the black box back. The entity wants to be seen, but looking directly at the hypervortex is a major red flag. Despite the warnings to look away, some people cannot help but stare at the cosmic horror show unfolding right in front of them, which is honestly a mood. 3 hours post-disaster and the Wertheimer Index is still climbing, which is not great for anyone involved. The search for the Nexus continues while natural nullification slowly kicks in. It seems like the main character is finally waking up to the chaos and wondering where their theme song is, because main character energy requires a soundtrack. The main character spots the Nexus with perfect timing and realizes the nullification speeds up when you stare at the core. It turns out the anomaly that you are not supposed to look at is actually surprisingly fragile. This discovery changes the game as they realize they might be able to handle this situation faster than expected if they just focus. A chaotic rap king from Groff Island enters the scene dropping bars while fighting anomalies, which is a bizarre flex. The cacophony is real as they try to mix freestyle rap with saving the city. It seems like the supernatural abilities of espers might share an origin with the anomalies, which is a massive lore drop in the middle of a battle. The protagonist arrives at the Bureau of Anomaly Control and meets Nelly, the Secretary General. It is a formal introduction to the place that handles all the weird stuff happening in the city. The vibe is very corporate. Bureaucracy meets supernatural disaster response as they head toward the director's office to get the lowdown on what is actually happening. They explain the Wertheimer Index, which measures how much reality is breaking apart in a specific area. It is basically a glitch meter for the real world. The numbers are fluctuating wildly, suggesting that things are far from stable, and another anomaly might be popping up sooner than anyone would like. Mint makes her entrance, and she is instantly overflowing with energy while talking about containment protocols. She is super eager to recruit the newcomer into her unit and introduces herself as a friendly face in the Bureau. Her personality is a stark contrast to the grim reality of fighting anomalies, and she immediately tries to become besties. The director gets straight to business, discussing the Class 7 Hypervortex disaster from 7 weeks ago. The protagonist has no memory of their past or why they appeared with the anomaly, which is classic amnesia trope territory. They are offered a contract that is basically a permanent job offer to hunt anomalies and maybe figure out their own backstory. The protagonist is sent to stay at the Eibon antique shop, which is actually a front for a team of anomaly hunters. It sounds like the start of a cozy slice of life arc mixed with monster hunting. The director thinks living there will be interesting, and honestly, it sounds better than sleeping in a government holding cell. Hi there. If you want to enjoy more gaming lore without grinding for 60 hours, hit that subscribe button. I do the grinding so you don't have to. Your support really helps the channel, just as they leave an anomaly containment breach happens because, of course, it does. A low-threat anomaly called R3707 is loose and causing spatial issues. Mint and Coco jump into action to recontain it, proving that there is never a dull moment when you work for an agency that deals with reality-bending glitches. They discuss the concept of a nexus, which is the weak point or core of an anomaly. Finding the nexus is the key to shutting these things down. The protagonist seems to have a natural talent for spotting these cores, which validates why the director was so keen on hiring them in the first place. Coco shows off some serious intuition while navigating the dark tunnel, but admits she is bad at exams. She dreams of becoming a high-paid anomaly hunter to make bank, which is a very relatable motivation. They need to hurry before the space enters a superposition, which sounds like a physics nightmare waiting to happen. The environment gets noisy and chaotic as they get closer to the source of the anomaly. The sensory overload is getting to Coco, but they push through the weirdness. It is a classic dungeon crawl vibe where the party has to endure environmental debuffs while searching for the boss room. They finally locate the Nexus, which turns out to be a picture frame that feels different from its surroundings. Coco is hyped about potentially nullifying an anomaly that seniors could not handle. She sees this as her chance to prove she is not just a goofball and can actually pull her weight on the team. In a hilarious twist, the anomaly is nullified not by attacking it, but by complementing it. It turns out the entity just wanted some validation and praise, which is honestly such a mood. After getting a sincere compliment, the anomaly chills out, proving that sometimes you just need to be nice to the eldritch horrors. Mint is impressed by the protagonist's instincts and decides to escort them to Eibon Antique Shop. She tries to hide the fact that she was slacking off earlier, but fails miserably. The car ride is a chance to decompress after the mission and get to know the city of Hethro a little better. Mint raves about the Bridge Crossings district, describing the sense of cherry blossoms and delicious food. She is basically acting like a local tour guide, hyping up all the best food spots. It is a nice breather that establishes the setting as a vibrant place where people actually live and eat amidst the supernatural chaos. They pass by a massive Wertheimer tower, which monitors reality fluctuations in the city. The protagonist has never seen one before, which surprises Mint since they are everywhere. It is a subtle world-building moment that hints at how normalized anomaly disasters have become in this society. Mint explains that the antique shop is barely making money and relies on anomaly commissions to survive. The owner, Hattori, apparently buys fake antiques at high prices, which is a terrible business model. It sets up the Eibon crew as a scrappy underdog team that is always broke but reliable when it counts. The protagonist arrives at Eibon and meets Adler, the caretaker, and Tegido, who is an otter-like creature. They were in the middle of organizing the storage room, and things are a bit chaotic. It is a warm, albeit slightly messy welcome to their new home base, and the crew seems eccentric but friendly. Adler explains that the shop has a friendly anomaly called the Hospitable House that shrinks people. It is a quirky feature of the shop, but it comes with the downside of making them look like pests to others. It is a funny introduction to the daily weirdness of living with anomalies. Hattori, the owner, finally shows up, hungover and grumpy. She introduces the rest of the team, including Nanally and Sakiri. The dynamic is chaotic, with Hattori threatening to turn Tegido into dinner, which establishes the dysfunctional family vibe of the shop immediately. The protagonist settles into their room and receives a communication device called Shupa. Adler explains that while most people use phones, hunters use these special devices for missions. It is a quiet moment of settling in before the inevitable chaos of their new job kicks in. Eibon gets a commission from a photo studio owner who is freaking out about items disappearing. The shop needs money badly, so they accept the job immediately. It turns out the studio is dealing with a periodic anomaly that turns furniture into photos, which is a trippy concept. Tegido uses his ability to deconstruct and reconstruct objects, which is super useful for investigation. The team realizes the anomaly is related to a camera viewfinder that turns things into 2D images. They have to be careful not to get snapped and flatten themselves. They discover that the camera traps people in a negative space dimension where everything is inverted. It is a classic puzzle dungeon where they have to navigate the distorted reality to find the source. The anomaly is getting stronger and actively trying to trap them in the viewfinder. Adler deduces that the anomaly is related to old film development because the darkroom photos are clear while others are blurry. It is a nice detective moment that leads them to the basement. The nostalgia of film photography clashes with the digital world, creating a unique thematic backdrop for the mission. They confront the core of the anomaly in the basement and successfully neutralize it. The team works together to shatter the Nexus and restore the studio to normal. It is a solid win for the new Appraiser, proving they fit right in with the Eibon crew. A bank employee named Cheese aggressively tries to sell the protagonist a debit card plan. It is a hilarious interaction where a mundane task like banking is treated with intense desperation. It highlights the struggles of the working class in a city full of monsters and magic. The crew realizes Tegido has been lying to his pen pal Taco about being a cool human hunter. He is actually just a cute otter creature, and now he is panicking because they are meeting up. The team decides to help him fake it for the date, which is the plot of a classic sitcom episode. They go shopping for a suit for Tegido, but human clothes obviously do not fit an otter. They try to find a custom tailor, but the prices are way out of their budget. Tegido ends up using his powers to modify a suit himself, showing off his crafty side to save money and face. They look for a gift and discover Imagina dough, which is a molding clay anomaly. Tegido decides to make a handmade gift, using the dough to impress Taco. It is a sweet gesture that emphasizes sincerity over expensive store-bought items. Nanally comes up with a damsel in distress plan to make Tegido look like a hero during the date. It is a cheesy trope, but they are committed to making their otter friend look good. The whole crew gets involved in staging the fake crisis because they are ride or die like that. The date begins, and Taco turns out to be a sweet girl who seems to understand Tegido perfectly, despite the language barrier. Adler acts as the butler to keep up the ruse. It is wholesome and awkward as the team tries to micromanage the date from the shadows. Taco reveals she has an ability to bring toys to life, which explains why she gets along with Tegido so well. They have a cute moment at the arcade winning plushies. It turns out she might already suspect something but is playing along because she enjoys the company. The Imagina-Do gift goes haywire and turns into a monster because, of course, it does. The staged crisis becomes a real one, and Tegido has to step up to protect Taco. The chaos forces Tegido to reveal his true capabilities and stop hiding behind the fake persona. Despite the disaster, Taco loves the gift and the effort Tegido put in. The date ends on a high note with Taco accepting Tegido for who he is. It is a heartwarming conclusion to the arc that solidifies the bond between the team members. A letter from Taco arrives thanking Adler for saving her dad, which reveals a hilarious misunderstanding. The crew laughs it off, realizing that even when plans go wrong, things can work out. It is a nice wrap-up to the romantic comedy subplot. A new client named Bianca from a big corporation demands they find a missing perfumer named Toshi. She is rude and dismissive of the oddities in the shop, which instantly makes her unlikable. The team takes the job anyway because bills need to be paid, but they are not happy about her attitude. They investigate Toshi's workplace and find a weird sensor and a bird anomaly. The investigation leads them to believe Toshi disappeared into an anomalous space. They realize they need intel from the black market couriers at Stereo Express to figure out what the bird signifies. The protagonist meets Ju Yuan, a smooth-talking intel broker. She agrees to trade information for a favor later. She reveals the bird is from a manga called Tales of Nil, leading the team to track down the reclusive author. They find the manga artist, Boom Boom, who is looking for her missing dog, Dandelion. She explains she saw her dog in a mysterious place called Moonlight. It turns out this pawn shop grants wishes in exchange for a heavy price, which sounds like a classic deal with the devil. They track down Toshi and discover he was kidnapped by a chef named Kenneth. Both of them had made deals with Pawn Moonlight, exchanging senses for success. Kenneth regretted his deal and tried to force a way to break the contract, leading to this messy situation. It is revealed that the Pawn Moonlight shop is actually an anomaly created by the missing dog Dandelion. The twins Ocho and Mismo were just managing the space for the dog. The dog created the space to find a place where it belonged, which is surprisingly tragic. The chef Kenneth gets arrested for kidnapping, and the team resolves the misunderstanding. Toshi decides to accept the consequences of his deal rather than cheat his way out. The Pawn Moonlight anomaly fades away as Dandelion is reunited with its owner. The team gets roped into a new mission involving an exclusive auction at the Ibisu Hotel. They need to verify a prophetic anomaly called the First Branch. The catch is they need invitations, so they have to pull a heist-style infiltration using forgeries. To make the forged invitation work, they have to swap it with a real one held by a pop star. They attend a fan signing event to get close enough for the swap. It is a tense stealth mission that requires precise timing and distraction tactics. At the auction, Hotori gets into a bidding war with a rude rich guy and absolutely destroys him with words. She drives the price up just to make him pay more, which is a power move. It shows that Hotori is not just a drunk shop owner, but a savvy operator who knows how to play the game. The target anomaly is stolen right under everyone's noses for the price of one fawn. This triggers the auction's security anomaly, Nanally, which locks down the venue. The team is now trapped inside and has to act fast to escape the lockdown loop. They navigate the twisted space of the security anomaly, dealing with various containment breaches. They encounter an anomaly called Outside the Inner Door, which segments space based on mental states. The team has to destroy the rationality blocks to progress through the distorted hotel. They reach the final layer of the security anomaly, which turns out to be a dance hall. They have to follow the rules of the anomaly to pass through. It leads to a surreal sequence where they have to blend in with the phantom guests to avoid being erased. They escape the lockdown, but the thief gets away with the item. Jensen takes the fall for the forged invitation but seems unbothered. It is a bittersweet ending where they survive the chaos but fail to secure the target item, leaving a loose end for the future. Back at the shop, they get a desperate request from a family to find their missing son, Mayue. The boy has a voice disorder and disappeared after school. The parents are terrified he wandered into an anomaly, and the team switches gears from heist mode to rescue mode. The protagonist runs into Captain Bitesong from the ETD, who is slacking off work. He decides to help with the search because he knows sign language. It is a lucky break that gives the team a way to communicate with the boy if they find him. They track the boy to an overgrown manor that has turned into a plant-based anomaly. The plants react to sound and emotions, feeding off the boy's repressed feelings. It is a dangerous environment where speaking too loudly can get you attacked by vines. They discover that the boy Mayue has merged with the Garden Anomaly. He is using the plants to express the thoughts he could never say out loud. The garden is a physical manifestation of his internal struggle and family trauma. The protagonist tries to communicate with Mayue, telling him his parents love him and want him back. The anomaly tries to resist, claiming the boy belongs to the garden now. It is a battle of wills as they try to pull the boy back from the brink of losing his humanity. They manage to sever the connection between Mayue and the anomaly, saving his life, but costing him his voice permanently. It is a heavy price, but his parents are just happy he is alive. The mission ends on a somber note, highlighting the permanent scars anomalies can leave. Tegido takes a commission to hunt the Tomato Devil, a meme anomaly destroying vending machines. Rumors say it is actually a rogue ETD agent named Lacrimosa. The team investigates only to find out the rumors are fueled by internet trolls and hate comments. They meet Lacrimosa, who is actually innocent and just really loves tomato jelly. The anomaly is a manifestation of the public collective hate towards her. It mimics her appearance and causes destruction, creating a feedback loop of negativity. To stop the anomaly, they decide to livestream Lacrimosa, proving she is not the devil. They show her being a normal person to change public perception. It is a modern solution to a modern supernatural problem, using social media to fight a meme. The livestream works, and the anomaly weakens as the hate comments die down. Lacrimosa's name is cleared, and she can finally buy her tomato jelly in peace. It is a victory for truth, and a lesson on the dangers of cyberbullying in a world where thoughts create monsters. Haniel drags the protagonist to a live house called Star Sign to watch a concert. They meet Akane, the bartender, who is secretly a guitar pro. The energy of the live show inspires Haniel and Nanally to start their own band. Nanally joins the band practice with a bass she calls the Roaring Tiger of Rock. They are terrible at first, but enthusiastic. Akane reluctantly agrees to mentor them because she cannot stand seeing them flail around. They prepare for their debut as an opening act. The team has to sell tickets on the street to earn their spot. It is a humble beginning for the aspiring rock stars as they hustle to get an audience. The debut performance is rocky, with stage fright almost ruining it, but they pull through. They get a passing score from the audience, which is enough to fuel their egos. They decide to aim for the legendary Night of Moondog event next. They name their band The Woots with 4 exclamation marks because they are extra like that. The group is officially formed and they set their sights on becoming the best band in Heathrow. It is a high-energy end to the current arc, setting up future musical adventures. Haniel and Nanally try to shortcut their training by fighting a dangerous anomaly and get scolded by Akane. It is a reminder that being hunters does not make them invincible musicians. They learn to respect the process and bond over their shared near-death experience. They participate in the Night of Moondog and score a decent 60 points. It is not the perfect score they dreamed of, but it is a start. The story wraps up with the band determined to keep playing and the Eibon crew supporting them every step of the way. Gaming lore is long and confusing, but I break it down every week. Subscribe so you never miss a plot twist or hidden detail. Thanks for watching.